When they said it, I didn't flinch. "We won't pay your college tuition. You don't deserve it." Their words cut through me like glass, but I kept my face still. Beside me, my twin sister smiled, almost smug. They'd just promised her full tuition, room, board, the whole package. For me, nothing. That was the moment I understood. They never saw us as equals. She was the golden child. I was the afterthought. "Understood," I said quietly, but inside a fire lit. As children, we were mirrors. Same birthday, same laugh, same messy handwriting. But where I was steady, she was dramatic. Where I was quiet, she demanded attention. My parents loved the spectacle. Every medal she won went on the wall. Mine stayed in drawers. Every achievement of hers was paraded at family dinners, while mine were mentioned in passing. I told myself it didn't matter, that one day effort would outweigh favoritism. Then came the acceptance letters. Same program, same university, same future, at least on paper, but favoritism doesn't vanish. It calcifies. They sat us down, letters open on the table. My father's voice was calm, rehearsed. "We'll cover hers. Yours? No. You're on your own." No explanation, no apology, just dismissal. My sister didn't protest. She leaned back, basking in the glow of her unearned crown. That night, I lay awake staring at the ceiling, not grieving, calculating, because if they thought that was the end of my story, they hadn't been paying attention. I went anyway. Loans, scholarships, night shifts at the library, weekends in the anatomy lab, tutoring pre-meds for cash. I didn't ask them for a dime. And every time exhaustion clawed at me, I remembered their words. "You don't deserve it." 2 years passed. My GPA was higher than hers, my network wider. While she partied, I published. While she relied on them, I built myself. And quietly, I built something else too. Records, paper trails, receipts. Because my parents weren't just funding her education, they were doing it illegally, pulling money from an account that wasn't theirs to touch. Dad's business had left a trust fund in both our names, equal shares. My half was mine. They siphoned it to her tuition. Every payment, every withdrawal, documented under their signatures. They thought I was too naive to notice. They forgot I was watching. I didn't scream, didn't confront. I let them keep digging. Each semester, another withdrawal, another line in the ledger of their downfall. By my second year, the evidence filled a folder. I made copies, stored them off campus. Then, when the timing was perfect, I moved. One crisp October evening, I sent them an envelope. Inside, bank statements, legal excerpts, highlighted penalties, and a letter. "You stole from me. The trust was split evenly. You used my half for her education. The total comes to $84,000. You have 2 weeks to repay it in full. If you don't, I'll file charges. The trust lawyers already have copies. You know what that means: embezzlement, fraud, prison." I didn't sign it. I didn't need to. They knew whose voice was carved into every line. The phone calls started instantly. My mother sobbing, begging me to reconsider. My father furious, spitting words like ungrateful and traitor. My sister silent, her bravado cracked. I didn't answer. 2 weeks later, I walked into the lawyer's office. My parents were already there, pale and trembling, my sister staring at the floor. The lawyer slid papers across the table. Repayment agreement. Immediate transfer of my share plus penalties. Their signatures shook as they signed. In that moment, I didn't feel pity. I felt justice. The same mouths that once told me I didn't deserve an education were now forced to admit, on paper, that everything they'd stolen was mine. The check cleared the next day. I paid off my loans in full. No more night shifts. No more wondering how I'd afford the next semester. When I walked past my sister on campus weeks later, she looked away. The weight of knowing she'd been educated on my stolen money was carved into her face. My parents don't brag at family dinners anymore. They don't look me in the eye. They can't. And I kept going. Degree in hand, future intact. Not because of them, but in spite of them. The night they told me, "You don't deserve it," they thought they'd ended my story. They were wrong. I didn't just take back what was mine, I made them pay for ever believing I wasn't worthy. Because I was never the afterthought. I was the reckoning.